Imagine, if you will, a world where the most basic rules of your daily life simply cease to function. Imagine a world where you pour a drink into a glass, but instead of staying at the bottom, the liquid climbs the walls. It crawls over the rim and flows onto your hand like a living creature. Imagine a bottle that has no inside and no outside. This is not a dream. This is the intersection of high-level topology and quantum physics. Today, we are going to push the boundaries of reality. We are going to take the strangest substance known to man, superfluid helium, and we are going to attempt to contain it within the most impossible shape ever described, the Klein Bottle. To understand the chaos that is about to unfold, we must first descend into the cellar of the universe, to a place where heat itself almost disappears. We begin our journey at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. This is absolute zero. In the classical world, this is the point where all motion stops. The atoms of a gas should freeze into a solid block, like ice. But helium is different. Helium is the rebel of the periodic table. Because its atoms are so light and their connections so weak, helium refuses to freeze. Instead, it remains a liquid. But at 2.17 Kelvin, it undergoes a transformation so radical that it earned its own name, the lambda point. Viscosity is the internal friction of a fluid. It is what makes honey thick and water splashy. But superfluid helium has a viscosity of exactly zero. Without friction, the helium can flow through cracks that are only 1 nanometer wide. You can seal a steel container perfectly, and yet the superfluid will find a flaw and leak out. But its most famous trick is the rolling film. Because there is no friction to hold it back, the helium forms a film only 30 nanometers thick that coats every surface it touches. On a standard beaker, the helium will climb the interior wall, travel over the rim, and descend the outer wall. It forms a siphon that will empty the beaker entirely. Now let us introduce our second player, the Klein Bottle. If the Möbius strip is the kindergarten version of impossible shapes, the Klein Bottle is the doctorate level. It was first conceived by Felix Klein in 1882. To make one, you take a tube, loop it back through its own side, and join it to the bottom. In the language of math, we call this a non-orientable manifold. In a normal bottle, you have an inside and an outside, but the Klein Bottle has no boundary. It is a closed surface with a total volume of 0 in 4-dimensional space. The inside is the outside. Now, think about the physics of our experiment. In a perfect 4-dimensional world, the helium would be trapped in a state of eternal motion. It would form its thin film and begin to circulate, returning to the neck without ever encountering an edge. This is a quantum engine that runs on the very shape of space itself. The result is a visual paradox. You would pour the silver liquid into the bottle, and almost instantly it would begin to sweat through the glass, covered in a shimmering, shivering layer of helium that appears to be passing through solid walls like a ghost. To truly understand why superfluid helium behaves like a ghost, we have to look at the atoms themselves. At this ultra-cold temperature, they overlap, they merge, they become a single, coherent quantum wave. Imagine a million soldiers marching in perfect lockstep. If one soldier hits an obstacle, he does not just stumble. Because they are all part of the same wave, they simply flow around the obstacle without losing a single beat of energy. This brings us to the most haunting part of our experiment, quantum tunneling. In the quantum world, a particle is also a wave of probability. There is a tiny, non-zero chance that the wave exists on the other side of the wall. The helium wave does not care. It tunnels through the atomic structure of the glass. This is why the bottle appears to leak. It is literally existing on both sides of the glass at once. But now, let us talk about the cage we built for this ghost, the Klein Bottle. To understand this geometry, we have to move beyond our intuition. In our world, every shape has a boundary. A circle is a line that encloses an area. A sphere is a surface that encloses a volume. If you want to get from the inside of a balloon to the outside, you must puncture the surface. You must cross a boundary. But a Klein Bottle is what mathematicians call a manifold without boundary. It is the higher dimensional cousin of the Möbius strip. If you take a strip of paper, give it a half twist, and tape the ends together, you create a surface with only one side and only one edge. A Klein Bottle takes this a step further. It is a Möbius strip that has been closed so that even the edge disappears. But there is a catch. You cannot do this in 3 dimensions without the shape crossing itself. Imagine a sock. If you take the neck of the sock and pull it through the side of the foot to join it with the toes from the inside, you have made a 3D model of a Klein bottle. However, in a true 4-dimensional space, that neck would not have to pass through the glass. It would simply loop around in the 4th direction, a direction we cannot see or point to, and join the base cleanly. If we could place our superfluid helium into a true 4-dimensional Klein bottle, we would witness a miracle of physics. In a normal container, helium climbs the walls to find the rim because it wants to expand and cover all surfaces. The rim is the limit. But in a Klein bottle, the surface is infinite in its loop. Because there is zero friction, and because there is no end to the surface, the helium would enter a state of perpetual circulation. It would become a silver river, flowing through a 4-dimensional loop, moving forever at a constant speed, never finding a way out. It is a prisoner of its own geometry. In this state, the liquid and the bottle become one. You can no longer say the helium is in the bottle. The helium is the surface. This is where math meets reality. The container and the object are locked in a quantum dance. In a lab on Earth, this experiment would look like a shimmering, vibrating glass sculpture, covered in a thin, moving layer of silver light. If you shined a laser through it, the light would bounce off the internal and external surfaces simultaneously, creating a pattern that looks like a star collapsing. But why does this matter? This experiment reveals the fundamental graininess of our universe. It shows that our ideas of solid and separate are just illusions, created by the fact that we live in a warm, slow-moving world. When we reach the cold and the fast, the walls between dimensions begin to crumble. The superfluid shows us that matter can be a ghost, and the Klein bottle shows us that space can be a trap with no exit. We are looking at the very architecture of existence. But there is a deeper level to this cold silver ghost. Most of the helium on Earth is helium-4, but there is a much rarer version, a younger brother called helium-3. And in our Klein bottle, helium-3 behaves in a way that is even more terrifying to classical physics. Helium-4 is a boson, meaning all its atoms can join together into one single wave. But helium-3 is a fermion. It is like an antisocial person who refuses to stand in the same spot as anyone else. Usually, fermions cannot become superfluids. But if you get them cold enough, they do something desperate. They pair up. They form Cooper pairs. In our Klein bottle, if we switched to helium-3, the liquid would suddenly change its texture. It would develop invisible grains in its quantum wave. These textures would align themselves with the curves of the Klein bottle, the liquid and the geometry whispering secrets to each other. Now imagine we add a tiny bit of heat to one spot on our Klein bottle. In a world of normal liquids, the water would just get warmer. But in the world of the superfluid, we trigger the fountain effect. Because the superfluid has zero entropy and zero friction, it reacts to heat by rushing toward it at incredible speeds. In our Klein bottle, the fountain has no up. The jet of silver helium would spray out of the neck, but because the neck is part of the body, the spray would simply land back on itself. It would create a self-sustaining, high-speed hurricane of quantum liquid, a shimmering silver ring of fire, burning with the cold light of absolute zero. This brings us to the final, most haunting paradox of our experiment. If you have a liquid with no friction in a bottle with no inside, every boundary has failed. The inside is the outside. The object has become a process. It is a reminder that at the most fundamental level, the universe is not made of stuff. It is made of relationships. It is made of geometry. When you look at a Klein bottle filled with superfluid helium, you are looking at a glitch in the system. The next time you hold a simple glass of water, think about the friction. Think about how lucky we are to live in a world that feels solid and safe. But never forget that just a few hundred degrees below you, the ghosts are waiting. The 4th dimension is waiting to fold. If this story touched your mind, please subscribe to this channel right now. Give this video a like and share it with someone who needs to see the world through a 4-dimensional lens. Leave a comment below. What is the one law of physics you wish you could break? Take a moment tonight to look at the stars. Somewhere out there, space is bending and matter is flowing like a ghost. Until next time, keep looking for the connections. Keep questioning the boundaries. See you in the next discovery.